Every life comes with a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner time. Because everyone has a need and desire to be fed in all aspects. I'm talking about mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. The reason you're in this sunken space right now is because you don't feel fed. You don't feel nourished. Not one bite you take leaves you fulfilled. Nothing you take in is sticking to your ribs as it should, to the point your ribs are showing through your stomach. It's safe to say you've lost your appetite. The world is feasting in your face, and you don't have the smallest craving in you. But I'm gonna need you to remember, people died fighting for a seat at the table, and you settling for lying on the ground? There's a full-on food fight happening in the room. Let the smallest crumb hit your lips and you don't care to budge. For your hunger is no more. Your appetite is spoiled. Cleanse yourself, body and soul. Water is good for cleansing and for restoring your appetite. And that spring of water is in reach. Remove those toxins and remind yourself of your purpose. Now let me ask you, what fed your fire inside? The fire you once had. Yeah, what fed it? King Solomon told me one time that all the labor of man is for his mouth, for self-preservation and for enjoyment. And yet, the desire of his soul is not satisfied. See where I'm going with this? So how about we adopt some new eating habits, shall we? Have you considered the 5 essential food groups? That only takes you to recount your blessings and acquaint the qualities that influence a healthy hunger. From there, you work a pace as to how often you feed yourself. Now they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's true. Because if you think about it, whatever we start the day with, we carry with us throughout it. Now to many, lunch is commonly known as a break. Just a breather, a refresher from going back to the battlefield better equipped. Keep in mind though, some lunch times are shorter than others, so what you feed on at this time has to be at the ready. If you've mastered the better part of the day, a dinner is in order, don't you think? Doesn't need to be heavy, just enough to soak in the small victories or regroup from the battles in between. But what about when the whole day goes good and then we get to dinner time and all hell decides to show up at our doorstep? What do we feed on then to get us through that? What do we feed on when we get that phone call saying little Johnny's been shot? Sarah and her friends got arrested. I'm sorry, David, but we can't use you here at the plant anymore. What happens to dinner then? Do you still have enough saved up from breakfast and lunch to sustain you through that dinner time? What do you reach for to nourish you at that point? How fed are you? So you have to look at it. What's your eating habits like? Now, do you realize why digestion takes up to 8 hours? This physical process complements the need for 3 meals a day. Still don't get it? Here goes some quick math for you. 8 times 3 equals 24. 24 hours with the conscious feed plan strengthens you for anything that life puts on your plate. I cannot make this up. Yet even when situations and circumstances that don't seem to sleep, and most times rob you of it, when the themes that choose not to be seen in the light, and the fears that draw near and go bump in the night, for those who are war tested and wear their armor proudly, that hear the choppers hovering and love the smell of gun smoke, that'll grind their graveyard shift to assure their families sleep in peace. There's this meal we like to call Midnight Chow. Cause right now you've lost your appetite. Why? You've forgotten that you are able to feed all aspects of your life 24 hours a day, no matter what may come. You already have it stored up in you. So what you gotta do right now is get up, dust off, take a jog around the block if you got to, but what you're gonna do at the end of the day is clean your plate. For the ones who sustained on snacks, themselves become a meal, eating up from what they didn't hunt or were too afraid to kill. Bake it, pie it, fillet it, fry it, throw it on a grill. I dare not say we live to eat, and yet we eat to live. Let them do them for the second, just to give you this heat. But at the same time, that's for my grands, my pops, my father figures, anybody who out there being a father figure in somebody's life. Now, the element of illusion can become as real to some of us as our religion. I'm talking about when Siegfried and Roy can become as real as St. Peter and Paul. Can you dig what I'm saying? Dig what I'm saying? Even if we're not looking for the attention, or if we are looking for the attention, I've seen some $6 extra most bestest type people finally get the attention they was crying for, and they step back like, I ain't need that energy. But at the same time, man, what's a champ without a battle? Blessings and ammunition. Bye.